Hey guys, we're back with a brand new Screen Team right here on KWOC, and we do movie reviews for you. If you're not familiar with us, we like to do all different kinds of movie reviews. We like to do a lot of new movies that you see out in theaters or on DVD. We also like to do a lot of theme shows, and we've got a theme show for you this evening. This one is a theme show about movies about John F. Kennedy. And this week, 53 years ago, John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. So we're kind of doing a themed a show kind of honoring John F. Kennedy. And first up, we've got a movie that was released several years ago. It stars Kevin Costner, and it's called 13 Days. And this movie has to do with the Cuban Missile Crisis. And this movie has to do a lot with diplomacy. And you wouldn't think, Hardin, that a movie dealing with diplomacy would be exciting and edge of your seat and thrilling, but to me, it kind of is. Was it that way to you too?
Absolutely. I mean, the people acted it so well, and the script was well done, and I was hooked on it and just sucked in to the tension. It's amazing. Yeah, you take diplomacy and interactions, and it's just riveting. Yeah, I agree,
especially with what was going on. I mean, this scenario, this incident could have started World War III, and we were like that close several times from it happening, and we were lucky enough to get out of it. This movie stars Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner plays a friend of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, but he's also like a political advisor for the group, right?
Right. Kenny O'Donnell, and I've read that in reality he didn't occupy this, but, well, this is not a documentary. He, in the movie, he's a very trusted advisor and friend, and he's played very well by Kevin Costner, other than I think he tries too hard on the accent.
Thank you. I was getting ready to rip him on that.
Yeah. So we can't argue about that then.
But yeah, he did a great job, but the accent was like, okay, I've got to sound like a Bostonite, so I'm gonna do it, like Kevin Costner does. He kind of overacts a little bit with that.
Just a little bit, but it didn't hurt the movie that bad though.
You also got Bruce Greenwood, who I think did a spectacular job as John F. Kennedy.
I thought he was outstanding. And, Kennedy supposedly had we've heard him on tape as having a higher pitched voice. Greenwood's a little deeper, but you forgot about that quickly. He did the part as you would want Kennedy to be and think he would be.
I'm trying to find who played Robert, but I'm going through IMDb here. Do you remember offhand?
The actor, I don't remember. To me, he almost resembled in appearance and in voice the real Robert Kennedy. Oh, something? We've seen it. We both like this. I've seen it many times, but no, I can't remember all.
Dylan Baker played Robert McNamara, and I thought he did a great job and looked like him too.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to keep scrolling through here, but obviously, this is a film that you like, correct?
I like it very, very much. Yes.
Yes. Do you think the folks out there like it? You got to be a history buff to enjoy this film.
Well,
it helps, doesn't it?
It helps, I think. But one thing about this, as opposed to the Crusades, this was in a generation ago, and it affects us today. And you take something that is history and you make a drama about it, and you do it so well because have anybody ever thought about losing their family? What if there's a war and my family is killed and I am, or they are and I'm not? That's an issue they dealt with.
Of course.
And you say this was fiction. We watch We watched 300, which was about a really old historical event. Whatever this was, fact or fiction, it's just a well-designed, taught, dramatic movie that you just, once it hooks you, you can't stop till you finish it.
And like we said, there was so many different incidents that could have caused World War III, and we just narrowly made it out. I loved the scene where we have instilled a quarantine on Cuba from ships coming in. Yeah. So there's there's 10, 15 ships coming from Russia or wherever into Cuba, and we've got this quarantine here, and if they don't stop, World War III could start, and it gets so close, and you're on the edge of your seat. You're like, is that ship going to stop? What's going on? And, it stops.
It stops. And I've heard that they called it a quarantine because a blockade sounded more warlike, but it was a blockade.
Yeah.
I mean, quarantine blockade. But but my bottom's clenched because I'm thinking what's going to happen. And, we know it turned out okay, but still.
And there was so many different, there was underlying back channels of communication going on. Like, hey, Khrushchev's guys were saying, hey, we've got a message here from him. Is it true? Is it not true? Who do we believe? How do you believe some of this stuff? I mean, what do you know what's true and what's not true?
Right. You get one message supposedly from Khrushchev says one thing. The next day you get another message supposedly officially from the Politburo, and they're different. And you got to decide which one. And that choice may make the difference whether you go to war or not. I'm glad it wasn't me doing it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I really enjoy this film. I think it's top notch. I think it's even if you're not into history, if you're into thrillers, if you're into movies that get you excited and put you on the edge of your seat, even if we know the outcome of this film, but yet it still puts us on the edge of our seat. Right.
And one scene I really liked, which was maybe more subtle, but Kevin Costner's character, Kenny O'Donnell, visits during the afternoon his son at when the son's football practice.
Correct.
And he watches him sort of wistfully and calls him over and they talk a little bit, and he watches his son go back out there, and in his mind he's thinking, will we be around tomorrow to do this or the next day? And so it's that kind of subtlety also that just kind of gets to you, and you think, I don't know how I would handle that.
I finally got Robert Kennedy's name. Stephen Culp is the name of the actor, and he did a fantastic. I've been looking for his name for the past 10 minutes here, Hardin. I finally found it. Great job by him as well.
Yes, I agree.
Is this I'm trying to remember. Is there a lot of cuss words in this film? A lot of language going on?
Now that you mention it, I think there is. I don't think it goes too far, but then that just depends.
Yeah.
But there's some language.
But not bad.
No,
it's not bad.
It's still not a bad rated movie at all. I don't think it would disturb too many people.
It's a top-notch film. It stars Kevin Costner. It's called 13 Days, about our Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 1960s. Hardin, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate you.
Glad to be here. Glad we could talk about this movie.
We've got more John F. Kennedy films to review, including the Oliver Stone film JFK, which we'll do a little bit later on in the show. And we'll do the Jackie film starring Natalie Portman. It's next right here on the Screen Team.